Hi everyone, my name is Andres and today I'm going to be talking about Star Ocean 5. Yes, I just woke up, so just bear with me if I'm staggering a little bit. And today I'd like to go over some poll results from a question I asked in a forum. I asked Star Ocean users basically what they would like to see return in the upcoming Star Ocean 5 game. You'll be able to see the poll. I'll put the links in the description as I placed it in a website called GameFAQs.com. And I gathered all of the results, I tallied them up, and we're going to be talking about the number one response today. And that response is for the private actions mechanism that the Star Ocean series has highlighted. If you're not familiar with private actions, basically, private actions were in Star Oceans 1, 2, and 4, if I'm not mistaken. And basically, what you do is the game provides you the option of going into a town either by yourself or with your party members. Majority of the games, and traditionally you just walk into town with all your party members. Any cutscenes that need to happen will happen, despite you trying to get your partner or any other playable character out by themselves. So basically, what this does is it gives the player the opportunity to talk to the players individually. And Star Ocean, what they did is they really put a lot of significant events to occur within these private actions. If you're familiar with Star Ocean 2, you know the most important part was obtaining new skills and new moves for your characters in some cases, and even recruiting new characters, which is paramount for the Star Ocean series. And basically, these private actions, I think, are a great staple. They provide an optional, non-linear way of going about the game that is not necessarily directly tied to the story. Now, this can also be viewed from the fact that it may be pushing towards one side too much. I do think that the private actions could be improved by making them more relevant to the story. Usually, the actual private actions are pretty much they are available for a certain amount of time throughout the game, and you can perform them in certain cities, and they are completely optional and usually miscellaneous and irrelevant to the story. Perhaps some relevancy would actually help make them more part and more user-friendly when playing the game. Another thing that I did notice, and I think they can do, is perhaps making a lot of them like you did in Star Ocean 2. However, also making it more complete. For the most part, in Star Ocean 2, you never know how many private actions there are. There's no indicator that you have to do a private action for the most part. Usually they're miscellaneous events at miscellaneous times throughout the game, and they're time frames that you have to do it within, with no certain direction as to where to go. And so it's like a chaotic, backstory to Star Ocean 2 that really just kind of opens up the characters, but it doesn't necessarily allow you to follow through with it. And I do think that perhaps making it linear as opposed to more chaotic would be a good idea in getting the player focused on completing all the private actions. Not necessarily ordering you to do them, always making them optional as they always have been, but perhaps making them more linear, where we know, that there was a private action available. Kind of like if you ever read Goosebumps when you were little, there was these like a spin-off of the Goosebumps where they would like tell you to turn to a certain page in the very beginning if you wanted to see the egg monster eat the child, or if you wanted the egg monster to leave. And depending on the scenario that you would like, you would have to turn to a certain page. kind of in that direction, and I think that would work for them, and I'm sure some gamers can agree with me on that. Now the private actions again was something that is relatively new to games. I don't see it very often, but it has worked out as far as creating cutscenes, raising affinity levels and lowering affinity levels depending on the conversation types that you would have with the characters. They were great for, perhaps handing down certain items between characters, such as special moves, and recruiting characters, which was very important. And I think it worked with all of these particular aspects. And seeing it come back in Star Ocean 5 would definitely be, it would be very nice to see them come back. I'm sure a lot of you are very excited as I am. You can catch me on GameFAQs.com, and for the most part, you can go ahead and just leave a comment here, leave a comment on the board. I'm always up to listen to any of any ideas or anything that that could be used to improve the game. For the most part, I we'll be asking some more questions. I'm going to be making more of these videos, so just stick around if you'd like, and you all have a great day.